Mzilwa and I will be your host. Today's program is dedicated to the matriculants of 2014. Since the results announcement earlier this week, there has been a media frenzy surrounding the learners for many different reasons. Last year marked the completion of the implementation of the Curriculum Assessment Policy Statement, or CAPS, with the 2014 matric class being the first to write this exam for their National Senior Certificate. With plenty uncertainties from educators and learners alike. In a sense then, the class of 2014 are all winners despite the obstacles the system posed. Our producer Nombuso Mahlangu spoke to the principal of Eqinisweni Secondary School, Mr. Jabu Kunene.
A new curriculum which the grade 12s for 2014. It was the first group of learners that have actually set for the CAPS in the year 2004. So basically as a school, right, as anything that is new, right, more especially in grade 12, we did not find any problem with the CAPS. The only thing that is that everything that is new, obviously there will be some hiccups. In some of the learning areas, there were some topics that were added, and then also the degree in terms of the difficulty of questions during the examination, which we have experienced it now. I think educators will actually capture it and then know what approach to take during the lesson to fully prepare those learners who are coming for the grade 12 in the year 2015.
Stay tuned. After the ad break, we bring you more stories of perseverance and prosperity despite the challenges that life sometimes brings. This is Buphelong. Welcome back to Buphelong. In today's show, we're recognizing the accomplishments of some top achievers of the class of 2014. Later in studio, I'll be joined by 17-year-old Tiselane Mpangane, a bright young lady who was disappointed that she did not get 100% for physical science because, well, she just got 98%.
Inspiring story of a matriculant from Ivory Park who beat the odds and wrote his matric in hospital. Thulani Bukhali is one of the grade 12 pupils from Eqinisweni Secondary School. His dream was to become a music DJ and an IT specialist. The 18-year-old was diagnosed with cancer in 2013 while doing grade 11.
He fought while he was taking chemo. He was very weak. He couldn't walk. Yeah, some papers, 2 of them, he wrote them at the hospital as he was very weak. And then some of the papers he wrote them at school.
The 18-year-old knew he was dying, but insisted on sitting for all 6 of his subjects. While in hospital, his mother says Thulani would wake her up.
He will call me around 6 o'clock and say, "Mom, I don't see nobody's phoning me to say they are coming. Are they still coming? I'm ready. I've bathed. I ate my lunch already," because he had to ask the nurses that you need to prepare me quickly because the people from school, they're coming to prepare me to write my exam.
His teacher transported him.
"Ma'am, even if I can be how sick, I just want to see myself writing the examination because I want to pass."
When he wrote his English paper, a day after being discharged from hospital,
I was told that I should give him 15 minutes break for every 1 hour, of which he wrote through.
Thulani lost his fight against cancer on the last day of 2014. A bittersweet pill to swallow for his mom when his matric results came. To his peers, Thulani was a role model and a hero.
He was dedicated, and then even though he was sick, you wouldn't know because he was always at school.
Pupils were urged to follow in Thulani's footsteps and make education a priority in their lives. Thulani was laid to rest on Wednesday, January 7th. Sibongile Mganimpolweni, SABC News.
Even with the rigorous treatment of chemotherapy and radiation during the 16 months that cancer attacked his body, 18-year-old Thulani did not give up, and his dream of passing his matric was realized. He was laid to rest earlier this week. May his soul rest in peace. If you've just tuned in, welcome to the last stretch of Bophelong, where ordinary South Africans persevere despite life's challenges. My guest in studio is a focused young lady who did not allow hardship to distract her from the all-too-important matric year. Tiselane Mpangane passed with an applause-worthy 7 A's, one of them for a 98% pass for physical science. With dogged determination, taking 2 taxi rides each way daily to get to school, and a struggle for resources like textbooks and the internet, she's a great example of precisely what this show is all about. Tiselane, welcome to Bophelong. Thank you so very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations. I mean, 7 A's.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about this 98% issue. I mean, amazing result, and you weren't happy.
I wasn't happy. I was very disappointed because it wasn't actually my goal to get 98%, but I was aiming for 100%. So I was quite disappointed to see that I wasn't able to meet my goal.
Oh, wow. Congratulations all the same. It's still a great result, but clearly you are a perfectionist. So let's talk about, 2014, your matric year, just some of the things you went through and how you prepared for the exams.
It wasn't an easy year, and it wasn't an easy matric. Sometimes you find that when I have to study at night, the electricity will go, and then I'll have to use a candle to study. And sometimes at Ivory, where I stay, it's very noisy, so you find that I'm not able to concentrate. You find that it is very noisy for me to be able to study and concentrate. So basically, those were some of the challenges that I have to face. But then, and also the lack of resources. But then I had a help from Nkamva. I was attending Nkamva every Tuesdays and Thursdays as well as Saturdays. So I had help with resources and textbook, and also there is a mentorship which is called Eureka. So they also provide mentorship. So they were able to give me that guidance and to strengthen me throughout the year.
Yeah.
And
all right,
also,
great. So are these only in Ivory Park, by the way?
Yes, it's only in Ivory Park.
Okay,
yes.
Great that you had that kind of support. And though you were, you live quite far from school.
Yes.
2 taxis every day, each way. I'm sure you had to be up at the crack of dawn. Did that not make you feel sometimes like you just want to give up?
Yeah, it sometimes did. It sometimes did, because you find that I only sleep for 2 hours, and when I wake up, I have a headache, and still I have to prepare and go to school. So sometimes I'll think of not going to school because I'll be very tired. But still, I was determined to make it a success. So yeah.
Oh, wow. You're such an inspiration. Before we continue with the interview, let's take a look at commentary from one of Tiselane's teachers, Mr. Enock Shishenge.
Tiselane is one of the most powerful and brilliant kind of a personality that I have ever actually come across since I started teaching at this particular school. I can actually attach her to a quite number of things that make me to say that. In terms of her dealing with actually academic work, she was very precise in terms of doing her homeworks, in terms of being ahead with of these other learners.
Thank you very much to Mr. Shishenge, who made his time available to us. So, Tiselane, what do you think about what he said about you?
I was quite surprised because I didn't really see myself as a powerful and brilliant student. I was only seeing myself as a hard worker who is determined to reach her goals. So I was quite shocked and very pleased to hear that the teachers at our school, they see me as being powerful and as being brilliant. So it's quite an honor to hear that.
You definitely are, so please believe it, all right? Despite traveling hardships, what other, challenges do you think that the youth in your area, or even just, youth from the township and other disadvantaged communities face that perhaps adults and, other people don't understand?
I think it's motivation. Because in order for you to be driven in order to success and get and reach those goals, you need to have motivation. So the lack of motivation sometimes discourages matriculants to actually work very hard and reach their goals. So I think it's motivation, because motivation goes a long way, and it has to be constant motivation so that the person can feel driven to achieve their goal.
Okay, so where do you draw that sense of motivation and inspiration from?
Well, I draw it from many things. I draw it from reading the Word of God and praying. I get it from my supportive family, my mom, my grandmother, everybody whom I was staying with. I also get it from the Eureka Mentorship Program. I get it from the teachers who are at school. The teachers at Ekunisweni Secondary School, they were always motivating us, and they were always giving us guidance, as well as in Canva, it was also motivating us to be the best that we can be.
Awesome support system that you had there. And you know, some great news, you were awarded 2 bursaries. So you have 2 bursaries sitting on your lap, and you have to choose. What is it that you think you will do this year and going forward?
I was thinking of doing medicine because I can see that I have a lot of passion for it. Ever since I was in primary school, I've always dreamed of doing medicine. So I think I'll be going for medicine.
Wow. Awesome, Tisalani. Thank you so very much for coming through today. You are an inspiration, and we will be looking forward to hearing about Dr. Mpangane in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to my guests, Tisalani Mpangane, and all our matric newsmakers on the show. Just to end off, some food for thought, in the words of Ray Davis, remember, a challenge only becomes an obstacle when you bow to it. You can get in touch by sending through your comments on our Twitter page, or you can email us on bophelong@sabc.co.za, as you see on your screen. Thank you very much for joining us today on Bophelong, and join me again. The name is Rufia Wemwidwa next week, same time and place.